Hello dear viewers of Goma Live 24, welcome back to our channel and thank you for choosing us as your source of reliable information. If you are new here, we warmly invite you to subscribe, turn on the notification bell and share this video with others so that more people can stay informed about what is really happening in the Great Lakes region and especially in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Your support helps us continue delivering independent, timely, and factual information every single day. Let us now take you to the heart of today's developing situation in North Kivu and South Kivu. In the early morning hours of this Saturday, heavy crashes were reported in Kibanda, located in the Osobanyungu sector of Masisi territory in North Kivu province. According to the local sources, intense fighting broke out between fighters of the M23 armed group and Wazalendo self-defense forces who are operating alongside the Congolese National Army, the FARDC. Residents of the area reported hearing continuous gunfire as well as the sound of heavy weapons since dawn. Fear quickly spread among the population, forcing many families to flee their homes in search of safety. Some sought refuge in nearby forests, others ran towards churches, schools, or neighboring communities considered relatively safer. At this stage, no official statement has been issued regarding the number of casualties or the full extent of the damage. However, the intensity of the fighting suggests that the situation remains highly unstable. Local leaders and humanitarian observers have expressed serious concern for civilians trapped in these conflict areas, especially women, children, and the elderly. In South Kivu province, the security situation has further deteriorated along the border between Walungu and Mwenga territories. Reports indicate that the elements associated with M23 and their allies attempted to move from the direction of Bukavu toward strategic position in neighboring zones. However, they reportedly encountered resistance from Wazalendo forces who had placed themselves on high alert in anticipation of possible movement. Armed confrontations soon followed, leading to a direct exchange of gunfire between two sides. Even though official figures have not been confirmed, several local sources claim that casualties were recorded during the confrontation, including neutralization of multiple combatants. The situation remains extremely tense, with further escalation feared. Observers on the ground describe a climate of uncertainty and anxiety among civilians who continue to live in constant fear of renewed violence at any moment. Ceasefire agreement under pressure. What makes this development even more troubling is the fact that just last week a ceasefire agreement was signed between the Congolese government and representatives of the M23 during talks held in Doha, Qatar. This agreement was intended to de-escalate the conflict and open path towards sustainable peace through dialogue. Many citizens, both in Congo and abroad, welcome this step with hope. However, the reality on the ground today appears to contradict the spirit of that agreement as armed confrontations continue in multiple areas. Security analysts warn that unless firm mechanisms are established to monitor and enforce the ceasefire, such agreements risk losing their credibility and effectiveness. Meanwhile, civilians continue to pay the heaviest price. Walikale, one village captured, civilians free. Further north in Walikale territory, reports indicate the village of Kaliki within the Walungu group has fallen under the control of AFC M23 elements after violent clashes with local self-defense fighters. According to Administrative Secretary of the area, The attackers reportedly came from Kibati in the Ruberike group before launching an assault on Wazalendo positions after several hours of fighting. They managed to push them back and take over the village. There are also serious concerns that they may attempt to advance further towards Ngenge, a nearby locality that has already been abandoned by most of its inhabitants since early this morning. Gunfire has also been reported in neighboring zones such as Kibanda at the eastern entrance of the Walungu group, Bitoi near Mahanga in the southeast. These reports indicate that armed movements are not limited to single village, but instead they cover wide geographical area that could soon involve even more communities. As the fighting continues, the number of displaced families is rapidly increasing. Entire households have been forced to abandon their homes, farms, and possessions. Many are fleeing with nothing but the clothes they are wearing. Some are walking long distance under dangerous conditions with no guarantee of shelter, of food, or medical assistance. Schools have been closed, agricultural activities have stopped, and access to clean water and health care has become even more limited. Local humanitarian organizations are calling for urgent support, warning that if the situation does not stabilize soon, a major humanitarian emergency could unfold in the region. Parents are increasingly worried about the children's safety and future, while young people already traumatized by years of conflict are growing up in an environment filled with uncertainty and fear. Despite everything, Congolese citizens continue to express a strong desire for peace. Many residents of Eastern Congo say they have had enough of violence and instability. They want nothing more than live normal lives, cultivate their land, educate their children, and rebuild their communities in peace. They appeal to all armed groups as well as national and international actors to prioritize dialogue, respect human life, and put an end to the suffering that has lasted for far too long. Civil society organizations are also urging the international community to do more, not only with statements but with meaningful action that will bring lasting peace to the region. Dear viewers of Goma Live 24, the security situation in Masisi, Walikale, Walungu, and Mwenga remains extremely volatile at this hour. Our team will continue monitoring the situation closely and will bring you verified update as soon as more information becomes available. We strongly encourage civilians in affected zones to remain vigilant, avoid conflict areas, and follow instructions provided by local authorities and humanitarian workers. Once again, thank you for trusting Goma Live 24 for your news. If we haven't yet done so, subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with your friends and family so they can also stay informed. This is Goma Live 24 bringing you the reality on the ground. Until our next update, stay safe and may peace return to our land. Thank you for being with us at this moment.